What's up, everybody? This is Jimmy with Trading Decoded. It is February 29th. Happy leap year, 2024. It's 3:57 in the afternoon, and yes, the market is still open, but we called it in our particular trade room today for a half day. The reason is that the majority of us were up huge by the time lunchtime rolled around, and as a result, well, unanimously, the community voted to take the rest of the day off, which is music to my ears, not just because I got to walk away from the charts, but because so many people were so happy with what they have accomplished by that time that they were happy to walk away too. But let's go over the few trades that we talked about. Required patience today, but boy, because of that patience, it paid big. Not just for me. Today was my second best trading day since I went full time in September of 2022. Felt amazing. And I'm going to tell you guys what the setup was, what we were waiting for, why I didn't play calls today, and all of the things. But it's going to be a relatively short video because, well, we're only going to talk about half the day. So in pre-market, I didn't start drawing my lines until after 8:30 because I knew we had a lot of reports coming out at 8:30. Otherwise, all my pre-market lines would have been down here. After 8:30, the market did an unnecessary run-up as we didn't get any news that wasn't already expected. In the reports today, it just, right now we're in a weird situation where bad news would be good for the market and good news is going to be bad for the market, okay? Not surprising news. I guess the market was holding for the last couple of days, kind of in a tighter range than normal, waiting to do whatever it was going to do. This morning, it did what it was going to do. I'm not a huge fan of moves like this in pre-market, especially when it comes to playing to the upside. Okay. I didn't even do a call scenario. In fact, I said I wouldn't be interested in calls unless we were to pull back to this line here, 507.79, and I would be looking for the move to go up to 508.21. Obviously, we didn't get that opportunity. We did have some people play calls because we closed above this resistance, which is the only place I would have been interested in calls, but I didn't suggest them there, and I didn't entertain the idea of taking myself there. So you don't see a white arrow here. However, what I did do was told everybody, guys, I like this to the downside. It's not a put bias. I just need to see the right things line up before I take the leap, okay? I am not of the mindset, we talked about this a lot today before the market opened. We have a lot of people that because a move like this happened in pre-market, automatically assume that the market has to drop. It doesn't have to drop, okay? So if you're gonna feel that way before anything is told you that it's going to, it's best to not trade the day, okay? That's a bias. I was very clear. I said, guys, if we get above 508.42, I'd be interested in calls. If we get below, originally it was down here, but once things started to be rejecting on the Qs, struggling to move higher all through here, Qs lined up. Finally, we had the Qs and ADD and NVIDIA all turn red at the same time up here. I said, guys, I'm just letting you know, I've already got my puts queued up. I'm looking for a breach of 508.21, looking for it to move at least down to 507.79. And if it allows us, we're going to hang on to this trade because I'd love to see the gap get filled at 506.86. We were talking about this at least 10 minutes before the trade. I just knew that I was what I wanted to do and what I needed to see happen before I did it, i.e. patience. Patience. It was very difficult for me to sit out of this opening move, but I didn't feel comfortable with calls today. I didn't think that this move right here was warranted, so that's just how I feel. Okay, so I just didn't feel comfortable with calls. That's why I didn't put a call put line. Now, the original put line was below pre-market high. Actually, I take that back because we talked about it at 9:25. The original put line was a breach of 507.79. So even if you didn't get in up here when everything was pointed in the same direction at the same time, or the move happened too fast, we breached our put line. You could have got in there. Even if you held it to the next line, it's still well over 20 cents. And if you waited for a candle close below that support during this dump, you had room to go to the next downside. Now, me and several other people in our community held all the way down to the pink line. As you guys know at this point, I don't mess with the pink line. I told everybody even before we got into this trade, guys, if this thing happens to close the gap, I'm telling you right now, there's zero chance that I'm holding through that line. No questions asked. Okay, so that was that. The fact that we blew right through our original profit target is what kept me in this trade. I go over to the Qs. I see Qs are busting through support levels on the way down. All of these reasons is why we stayed in this trade. Ended up getting a whopping 121.6% return on that trade from 10:08 to 10:14. Guys, that was a one and done for me. It was a one and done for a lot of people. I love seeing when we have community members adding double-digit percentage gains on their accounts. Makes my heart happy, okay? It was a beautiful morning. Fortunately, majority of the people in our community were patient today. I was doing my best, trying my hardest to keep them out of trading something that was not worth trading. Guys, this right here is not worth trading, okay? It takes a lot to have that patience, but man, did it pay off if you had it. After that, I closed down my trading app. There's nothing that I'm touching after that, okay? However, one of our members said, hey, Jimmy, would you buy puts if we got below the pink line? And I said, I don't know that I would get in below the pink line simply because we broke the pink line. Let's see if we could turn the pink line into resistance. Let's see if other things can line up and let us believe that they're all at resistances at the same time. And as you can see, I think we took that trade at 1037, I believe. 1037. Qs were at a resistance. Was that 1037? 1137, sorry. 1137. Because, guys, we flip back and forth between the Qs all day long. Okay, so Qs had already started their downtrend. 1134, 1137, we were coming off of a lower high. We closed below support. I tell people all the time, guys, if you're looking to play calls in an uptrending market, if you're buying on support that's coming off of a lower high, the odds of that support holding are severely less than if it was coming from a channel play or a higher high. This is just telling you, expect the downtrend to continue, which means the next move from a lower high has got to be a lower low, okay? So we don't buy calls on pullbacks that are coming off of lower highs. Not that this was a call scenario, but I liked to see the fact that we were trending down on Qs. We had just closed below it. We had just rejected it twice, holding that pink line. I said, guys, if that pink line holds and everything else is pointed down, ADD and NVIDIA, it's a go. Not only was it a go to get in right there, excellent entry. You made it straight down to, in less than a minute and a half, to our next target down, okay, which was a 60-cent move. And we closed below that target. Okay, we closed below that line of support. Now, what does that mean? In my way of trading, it means we're likely to move down to the next support. Well, the good news is we know where that is on SPY, but here is the better news. If you took this trade even at the close of this candle and you were in it hoping to get down to yesterday's low of day or the futures line, I'm not in this trade, so I'm paying attention to this chart. And each time we hit a line of support on the Qs, I remind everybody, please move your stops down if you insist on holding through these levels so that if it does hold, you get out with profit. If we get below this line, I expect Qs to move down to 435.07. And when we do, I will let you know the minute we touch that line. Let me show you something. Again, guys, these are all charted at 8:30 in the morning. So this is not like something I just drew in the middle of the day. Guys, Qs are on support. It looks like it's trying to hold, just like it was trying to hold here. Move your stops down. You don't have to get out if you don't want to, but Qs are on support. We open the next candle, bounce right off the same line. I remind everybody again, okay, guys, we just double bounced off of that support level. I would suggest you consider taking your profits down here. But if Qs get back above 435.88, that needs to be your absolute stop. Okay? So the reason this circle's here is because the same double bounce that happened on the Qs because of support, you see it right here on SPY. All right. Now, if you got in where you're supposed to, even if Qs got above the next line above them, you still could have gotten out with profit. A lot less profit than down here, but profit nonetheless. Now, if you got stuck, not understanding that once we break resistance coming off of higher lows, it's likely to move up to the next resistance. You got to be a hold and hoper, and unfortunately for you, it never came back to where it once was. Okay. After this, guys, it was 11:40 in the morning. Most of the people in our community were done trading. They had already left the trade room, big smiles on their face, nice account growth. We had some people got aggressive at the open, got caught in calls. And I don't know what happened after this, because they granted us, by they, I mean the community, voted unanimously. Like I said, not a single person voted to stay after lunch. And so I went about my day and went and saw my old boss, okay, to talk to him for a little while. But throughout the rest of the day, we respected these levels for the most part, right? Hitting them, coming back down, bouncing between them. And wow, what a sell-off at close. Right before the market closed, we got a nasty dump. Look at that. But at any rate, guys, that's all I got for today. Like I said, we didn't trade the second half of the day, so there's not much I can talk about there. There's no, if you caught that move up, nice. If you caught that drop for whatever reason for being into puts, congratulations. And with that, we're going to wrap it up. Hope you found some useful information in this video. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. If you'd like to join our Discord community, there's a link down below. We'd love to have you. Guys, we're having more and more people jump in there, taking advantage of the free week. You can watch my YouTube videos. You can learn about everything that I teach in these chats on a daily basis by watching my videos. However, trading is often a lonely business, right? So you are going to be surrounded by a group of like-minded people in our community, which I think is what is enticing for so many of the members who are here. There's no secret sauce hidden behind a paywall. So you don't have to join, but I would encourage you to take advantage of the free week. Give us a try. If you don't choose to become a paying member, you don't have to leave the community. You'll just lose access to the live trading rooms and our audiobook library and all that stuff, which is fine. And you'll still be surrounded by people. We've got a ton of people that are futures traders that are not paying members, and there's good information to be shared and had across the board. Okay, but give it a shot. See if it's helpful to you in any way. I think you might be surprised, and maybe you do become a part of the family. With that said, I hope you all had a fantastic day. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow, I love you guys. See ya.